Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today we're tasting, swirling, smelling, snoring, reviewing, and scoring WB Saffell. This 375 milliliter bottle is gonna run you $50, which of course is equivalent to a $100 bottle if it were full size, a grown-up version of the WB. America. Oh, bad. Oh, that was the worst pour ever. Son of everything's bitch. Boy, that's bad. This WB Saffell has a fun label on it. Famous sour mash, because it's famous. William Butler Saffell. Oh, so maybe it's not son of a bitch. The Whiskey Barons Collection. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's got a little mini Kentucky Castle on there. It's got a guy dressed to the eights. He's kind of got ginger hair and a ginger beard, like the best people on the planet. There's an illustration of Anderson County, Kentucky, because pictures don't do it justice. You need somebody to draw it to get the point across. This bourbon's 53.5% alcohol by volume. Mathematically speaking, 107 proof. There's an underground tunnel, so you know that they're doing shady business over at the Saffell residence. In 1889, after 20 years in the employ of his contemporaries, whatever that means, WB Saffell opened a distillery of his own. With grit, determination, and his signature sour mash, his delicate golden Kentucky bourbon became a treasure of pre-Prohibition America. Distilled and bottled by the American Medicinal Spirits Co., Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, USA. Product of USA. Government warning, according to the blibbity blah, if you're pregnant, don't drink it. If you did not know any better, you would assume that this was distilled and bottled by the American Medicinal Spirits Co. But those of us in the spirits know that that's not what is happening here. Apparently this is wild turkey distillate, and it was blended with the help of the Russells. There is no age statement on it, but it's at least 4 years old. Let's give this WB a little bit of a WBSJ. Little bit of a spin job for this Saffell son of a bitch. Just spinning it and twirling it and swirling it and just making it dance inside the glass. And after it gets a little bit too dizzy, we stop it, we smell it. Pineapple? Whoa. Pineapple and brown sugar, molasses, cordial cherries. This smells like one of those fruit cocktail cups that you pry open the lid and you spill at least half of the liquid on your shirt. But it's the one that has like pears and pineapple and like 1.5 cherries in it. That's a fruit cocktail cup if I've ever laid a nose on one. The nose on it is super sweet, super inviting, and super enjoyable. Time to pour this WB Saffell into my underground tunnel. My throat. WB Saffell down the hatch. Ooh. All right. Nice. Ooh, sweet. Really no deviation from the nose to the palate. The flavors and the smells are cohesive and meshed together. They stick together like Velcro. Starting to get a little bit of like warmed up leather on the nose too. It smells like tow rope, leather glove, and fruit cocktail. It coats the mouth reasonably well. It's not a super viscous bourbon, but it's mildly oily. It's got a little bit of oiliness to it. The proof point is nice. I'm enjoying the 107 proof. A little bit of a funk, a little bit of like a leather funk is on the palate as well. and kind of lingers on the finish. But for the most part, it's not a super complex bourbon. It's very good. It's enjoyable. I quite like it. I would put WB Saffell in the category of very good. WB Saffell is a 7.9. For a $100 bottle of bourbon, I wish it were a little bit more viscous. I wish it had a better finish to it, and I wish it were a little bit more complex. I still think it's a very good bourbon, and I still am happy that I have a bottle. If you like the wild turkey profile, if that's your jam, and you don't have a bottle of this, and you've got some money to throw around, then sure. If you see a WB Saffell, pick it up. I don't think this is a bottle that I will replace when it's empty. I don't think this is a bottle that I'm gonna run out to pick up when it's running low. I think that this is a good bottle to have and to try and to share, but when it's gone, and that will be that. I do think it's very good, but I don't think it is equivalent to a $100 bottle of whiskey. If you made it this far in the video, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already, and leave a comment below. What do you think? Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my week-long hiatus. I needed a bit of a break to get my voice back, and now guess what? It's back, bitches, and so am I. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on Valentine's Day, and making love in your dreams. What's the next holiday coming up? St. Patrick's Day. Probably won't get lucky for St. Patrick's Day either, but I can try. That was like a bad pirate. Whatever. Or I'm going to try. Not so bad. Good night with love. I love you.